Captain Sterling.
Yes?
And the Scentlings.
Oh, that, yeah. Well, I'm just double checking to make sure everything is just as we wanted. It looks like it is. That's really good to see. I don't feel super confident with the YouTube streaming yet, so I never really know 100% if it's working the way it should. But let's do it.
You look live to me, sir.
Yep. I think the title's wrong because we're in the past again.
Rip.
Well, here we are. And we are in the future. So we're you guys have just picked up a transport, I believe. There were 2 in total. Hello to you. How you doing, Caldwell? The transport, I think, running okay. One of you found something else.
Oh yes, I tasted the coolant.
Yummy.
The
You
most
did.
important part of last session.
Yeah,
Hands down.
and gave an inspiring speech.
You did?
Yeah, I think I did.
Oh, he did it in his head, but it was more
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that what
It sounded like a dog was barking.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Or
Accurate.
I barked, one of the two.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it was really just like a garbled bark, but boy, was it rousing for you. So, we are going to be expecting Pilar in just a moment, but we've got a little bit more to do. So let's just take a brief recap. We are in the future, which means that y'all are some Arbites who were sent down because yada, yada, yada. One of the floors of your hive, which is unusual to begin with, is flooded. And if you can open up that real estate, think about how lucrative that could be. And bodies and blah, 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 family and heritage and blah, 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 blah. But also, things are kind of getting weird again. The events that caused the flooding of the lowest floor of your hive city, and it is a floor because there's large walls built around this to make sure that the seasonal melt doesn't cause flooding. It's an icy world that gets a little warm and you guys grow kelp on it. Fun. The harvest season, growing season is starting, and really a new way of opening up that floor might have been discovered. You guys have been sent down to check it out. And you kept going because underneath the hive was the reason for your species, humans, setting up on that world to begin with a long time ago. Huge mining operations. Long since abandoned, but huge. Fossil fuels are actually hard to come by. They're not all over the place. Life isn't so abundant that you can just pick a world and you have petroleum on it. It's not super common. And in a world this easy to access, it's, it's a good find. It's a good find. So your ancestors, golden age of human type stuff, dug deep, and you've been kind of going through their old stuff. Kind of cool, but mostly not working or worth anything. So, here you are. Go down and down and down through the different ducts and maintenance tubes and pump shafts. You've found yourself a large interstellar ship. Then what happened?
And then it went away.
It went away. Your ship left. It's gone.
Yeah, we're some weird warp shit going on.
Some weird warp shit that's going on. It's eloquent. It's accurate.
Or we're
well said.
hallucinating.
Huh?
Or we're hallucinating. It still hasn't quite been addressed yet.
That's true. That's true. Now you do have you found some of the cargo and transports that were outside of the ship. You found those as you kind of walked off it, and the ship, like a Scooby-Doo pirate ship, just vanished behind you. You found a transport, at least some cargo. You were given one more heading as you went down into these weird tubes. What was your other task?
That is a good question, because we found the vehicle and then some shenanigans ensued. I souped it up a little bit with the sacred oil, and did we come up with a heading of where we were going? Because the ship's gone, and we're just kind of like, WTF, mate.
That's true.
The creepy inquisitor that we talked to
Yeah.
told us his plan.
What was that?
They were dealing with the sigils that people had put up in a really big cavern.
Mhm.
And they were getting rid of them because they're heretical AF. And he wanted to find the people responsible for putting those up and appropriately murder them all.
Okay.
And we were supposed to help with that, with like the patrols or something, but then no one told us what to do, and we couldn't find anybody who could help us.
Yeah.
Warp shit.
Yeah, and then people were being super weird and not helpful. And like the guards were confused and didn't know what to do, and were like accusing each other of being somewhere they shouldn't be. And so we realized that things were going to go critical, and this part of the ship was going to basically fall apart and catch fire. So we tried to evacuate people, but no one would listen to us, so we left.
Yep. And then you walked off the ship, and here you are.
Yeah.
Oh.
We found the transport because we need to leave. Because I think the cavern is like coming down around us.
Well, no, that's an interesting point to start us on. Why?
I remember that it was very urgent.
Why don't
Chunks
we?
of the ship are coming down around us.
Yes.
That was true, yeah. There were pieces of the ship still embedded in the ceiling of the cave. And this, what used to be a mining tube that was large enough that the ship, when it materialized, wasn't quite big enough, but most of the ship fit in it. Pieces of the metal were embedded in the rock. Those pieces have since dislodged, some of them. And large pieces of the dorsal structure of the ship, well, don't get hit. So let's start with rolling perception. Everybody, I'll roll for Pilar. She got a 33.
86. Fuck yeah.
21.
Did you say 86?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Okay, well, 86. 86 is cool because you hear something everybody else doesn't get to hear, and it's static. But it's not like constant. It's almost like if you ever had tinnitus, or if you leave like a cathode ray TV. I'm dating myself here, but I think everybody knows what I'm talking about in the group anyway. If you leave a cathode TV on, and you're near to it, you can tell it's on, but you can't really hear the sound it's making. You could just am I crazy? Does that make sense? It's like
Yeah,
that.
that makes sense.
Almost like a low or a high-pitched hum that isn't exactly audible. But anyway, you got that going on. So
Am I disoriented in any way, or is
No.
it, or did I just like
No.
notice it? Okay. Okay.
just a little bit of that sweet little. It's kind of neat. It's kind of fun. Yeah. So.
Love a good E.
Oh yeah. And we got a great E because who rolled better than 30?
Not I.
Interesting.
Well, y'all are on your way. So, what do we have here? We have a transport, and you can see basically there are still some floodlights that have been set up. You can see that the shaft that you arrived at this ship with is still present. It was an improvised shaft, so it looks thrown together, but despite the fresh and sloppy welding, there's not really anything wrong with it. It's not dilapidated like some of the other stuff. It looks like some support was set up, and then mechanisms for moving a basic structure up and down were implemented. It looks sturdy enough to hold the craft that you have here for transport. It's a light craft, very small. There's also deeper into the tube that the ship was in. You don't know what's that direction because past the pieces of fallen ship and what remained of the ship when it disappeared, it's just rock. You can see some basic ribbing of the actual tunnel that was set up originally, but a lot of that was shorn loose when the ship entered and then left the mining corridor.
So, the cavern that we're in, that the ship disappeared from, we can still see like the damage on the walls from that said ship.
Yes.
Okay.
And segments of the ship still lodged within.
Interesting. Okay. Do you guys feel like we should investigate any of these leftover pieces? Maybe there's anything left behind, people left behind in some of these pieces?
If we aren't in immediate danger,
Yeah.
I'd say that's a good idea.
How's the
Okay,
integrity of the cavern seeming right now?
If only you knew.
Oh, true.
We could roll for investigation.
Can I investigate the integrity of the cavern?
Sure. Do you have any tools
can-
that might help determine density or...
We do. Didn't we just pick up a bunch of those rock scanners?
Oh my god.
Yeah, we do. Where's my... Do I have one in my...
I know Petal has one.
I have the seismic grenades, but that's it.
Ooh, okay. That's it.
That could help.
Well, we
Mhm,
have
sure.
the like...
You could know for sure if it's stable or not if you throw a grenade into it.
Yeah, right? I know that a couple of us have the thermometer for rocks. Who has the rock thermometer?
We
The
have
rock
two
monitor.
now. Petal has
Nice.
one of them.
Okay, I asked Petal if he could use the rock thermometer.
Look, you mean this horrible looking thing? Just like pulls out this spider fucking leg machine. You're like, yeah, whatever. Where's the screen? And I just jam it into the rock.
Yeah. Roll tech use, please.
Of course I will.
Are any of you other guys hearing this buzzing right now? Do you guys hear
No,
that?
it's heresy. You're going insane.
Huh?
Enjoy the warp tape.
Huh?
Ilana pats you on the shoulder. It'll be fine.
That's a 19.
Okay. You can tell that from what you know about basic geology, there's a great deal of very interesting information to some very boring people on this loadout. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but it says that there is no imminent danger of collapse or instability in the immediate area. Nothing is dislodged. Looking at some basic graphs, you're like, I think you get the feeling you're good. You get the feeling you're good.
Petal's scrolling through readouts. Nerd shit, nerd shit, nerd shit. It's fine.
Fidus, can you give me a fellowship, please?
Yes. 11.
11. All right.
4 degrees of success.
That's pretty good. We'll sit on that for a moment. Who has the highest tech use, please?
Highest tech use. Let me see.
I'm not inhibited by my tech use.
I am also not inhibited by my tech use.
I have an advancement in it, so no, and I guess that's what you mean by
No
not
penalty.
inhibited, right?
Nice.
Yeah, no penalty.
Yeah, no plus 10s or plus 20s,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think. I don't know if
So it's
Pistol
based
does.
off your in score, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
My intelligence is 45.
That's not bad. 45's not bad.
You're probably the best then, because I
would
have
say
a 30
so.
intelligence, and
That's
it.
good to know. Okay. So, the next thing is what? You have data? Somewhat? Sarah, I love this shirt. I can't wear this shirt on streams anymore. I look like a tryhard. Look at these little tiny sleeves. What am I doing?
Aw,
It looks-
your little cap sleeves.
It looks like I'm doing this on purpose. I don't know. I love this shirt, but I don't know who made this. It's got
Yeah, dude.
it's got little princess sleeves. I don't know.
You
I
gotta
don't
let them
know
know,
why.
man. You gotta let
I
them
don't know.
know.
I don't know why
Thanks.
they made the sleeves so small. It's a men's large. I don't know what to tell you.
I don't.
Imagine blaming Sarah. This is ridiculous.
I'm just saying this is like I have little princess caps.
Well, it's because you're a pretty princess.
Yeah, what's wrong with that, asshole?
Perfect. Well, listen, I'm a tryhard princess. I want it to be effortless.
Aren't all princess tryhards?
Well, in the heart, sure, but I don't want it to look that way. You want it to look effortless, even though you work hard for it. This is not looking effortless. I'm sorry. I totally
You know,
derailed.
no one was thinking of that except for you, so I don't know.
No, and it
Who's at fault here?
just anyway. Point is, we're going
try harder,
into
yeah,
the
exactly.
cave,
Hold
and
on, I might
there's-
suddenly have better tech use. Hold on.
oh,
Did you forget your
Yeah.
XP for the session?
I
Well-
still have 450 to spend that I haven't decided, honestly.
Yeah, so we're looking at stuff and things, and it's super awesome. And hold on a second.
And you just hear a horrifying sort of crick as Alana's third eye opens up.
Hell
No,
yeah,
I'm
it
the
does.
best.
Because I had 200 experience to spare.
nice.
All right, I have tech use plus
Yes.
10.
Tech use plus 10.
Yeah, on the sheet, it's the basic plus 10 plus 20.
That's nice. That's
and
great.
45 in.
Yes.
So you have 45 or 55?
I have 45 intelligence,
And then-
and also I get to use my intelligence for all my investigation checks, just so you know.
That's very good. So you are able to investigate if you wanted. You can aid in the investigation of this nerd business on the readout. You'll come to a very similar conclusion that the stability of the cave is not in question. However, there really isn't a lot more you're going to know without specified knowledge on geology.
I don't have that.
Yeah. And
Mine is forensics.
it'd be weird if you did. So, here you are. Where are you going?
If you guys think it's safe enough to kind of fly around here in this area a little bit and see if there's anybody left behind from the whatever the hell that was, then
Didn't
I think we can look around a little bit.
wasn't it relayed to us that we were supposed to be looking for a bunch of cultist motherfuckers, or was it they were all brutally murdered through the light of the Inquisitor?
Yeah, I mean, if the ship appeared in here, they could have been squashed for all we know. I think we need
Meta,
to
weren't
investigate
there
this
like
cavern
people
more.
going out for like recon groups, or did they just say in passing that they already got rid of them all?
They were going out for recon and to kill them.
Murder kill violence.
Investigate to see kind of maybe where the squads went to, like which direction they took.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't fuck me, dice.
I can help with that.
That is a 46.
Okay. 46. And you are rolling with the intelligence of 45. Are you adding any bonuses
Yeah.
to that for int, or is that the way it is? Int, or
I
is that the way it is?
have tracking.
That's great. And then we also have Fidus helping out, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't have tracking per se. I'm trying to see if there's anything that would apply. Like, navigation doesn't really work in this situation. I guess it would just be a flat roll of support.
Yeah, that's okay. That's good.
But
That's
it
better
was
than
a
nothing.
51, so
Okay. So we got some solid efforts here. You can see that there are the patterns of exhaust on the ground that you've seen with other transports that suggest, an engine starting, and then in its early warming up process, it's kicking out some pretty gross exhaust. So soon after being turned on, you see small trails on the ground of this exhaust in just about every direction visible to you. Everywhere except where the shell of the ship was.
So we drawing straws here. Do we want to follow one of these paths, see where it goes? We can always double back and try a different path.
Yeah,
What do you guys think?
we don't know if any of these people came back successful.
Right.
And
right.
can we get a Fidus perception check, please?
Another 51. What are the odds of that? Back to back.
Well, 51. Your
Perception's 40.
Yeah, it doesn't change. We were looking to see if
Yeah.
maybe you stopped noticing it or noticed it harder.
Sure.
It's all right. It's good. It's just kind of continuous. And let's now get everybody else.
What do I see with my seeing eyes or hearing ears?
58.
11.
33.
Coolant man is seeing shit.
57.
57. Okay.
I think a 44 is still a success. Hold on. Yeah. So
Okay.
1 degree of success.
So, you guys are kind of looking at the exhaust that I'm assuming was pointed out. Some of you start to see that there was heavier buildup of the exhaust in one particular direction. It seems to move parallel to where the ship filled this cavern. There must have been just enough room between the ship hull and the wall of this mined out chasm that a transport must have been able to fit through. But you do see heavier exhaust patterns than the other directions leading that way.
Yeah, but
Okay.
If we have a heading, I'll head that way. Point
Okay.
the way, guys. I can fly, but I don't know where we're going. So
All right.
Defer to the people that see the better exhaust patterns.
All right.
Not so sure. Can our coolant buddy tell us which way it went?
true.
It went
Did what?
right. It went right. And
It went-
bumbling. He bumbles out. They went right. The exhaust
roll
is
fellowship.
going right.
Give me a fellowship test.
also just point.
He starts picking his nose.
91.
91. That's what
Jesus.
happened. You said they went that way, and you ram a finger right up, and in your head, it's beautiful. You're just like, please, this way, my compatriots, my fellows, this direction. I believe we will find success. Meanwhile, you're like, and you come at it. It's not even same side nostril. It's other side nostril. That's psychopathy. That's diagnosable.
Can I check him over with Medicaid?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's see it.
He's not looking so good.
Yeah, is
What'd you
he
roll?
all right? He seems so sure.
These dice aren't good today. I rolled
What'd
an
you
80.
You roll an 80. You put your finger in the other nostril, and you're like, he seems okay. He seems okay. He seems fine.
It's because he's wiggling around a bunch.
That's why. That's why he seems fine.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
everything checks out. So what's
It's more of a I pull my finger out of his nose and I'm like, I believe he's fine.
good
Scientific.
viscosity? Very nice.
We're fucked.
Well, anyway, you guys are doing.
Anybody else have any ideas?
I mean, I can't roll lower than an 80, can I? Let's try that Medicaid again.
Just keep rolling till we get a good perception check. There we go.
Okay, that passes. 34. What's my medication?
I had a 33. Oh no,
Ooh.
That's not terrible.
yeah.
So you can see that he's currently a little stoned, and probably going to be very ill. You're guessing kind of a both ends scenario in about an hour, but that's just a guess.
Petal just sort of purses his lips and he's like, ugh, I do not envy you.
Yeah.
But as long as he keeps hydrated, he should be fine long term.
Yes, with all that potable water that we have.
Somewhere. We have an
I can keep them lubricated. I got some coolant on my arm.
There you go. Yeah. Beautiful.
Seeing
Okay.
as we don't have a heading, why don't we just flip a coin and we'll try this direction and then we'll try that direction and then we can see what we find. We can always double back. What do you guys think?
That's a sound idea.
Yep, let's do it.
All right.
All right. So you said there's like multiple paths, but I guess I can roll like a
Yes.
D6 and then whatever that number is or
Let's
so.
break it down into
What do
three
you
simple
think?
directions. We have
Okay.
rear of the ship, front of the ship, and then leading away from where the ship was an elevator shaft that was improvised by the crew of the ship. So, shaft,
All right.
back, forward.
I'm gonna roll a dice because I think Fidus would just kind of pick one at random. So like 1, 2 will be the first one, 3, 4 will be the second, 5, 6 will be the next.
Sounds good.
Draft back
Let's
forward.
see. So 4. So whatever the second direction you said there.
To the shaft.
Sounds good.
Okay. You could
Go
also
investigate,
split
see
up.
if-
I hear
see
that
if you
works
find
well.
It's true. We're all on the ship.
No.
We're all in one
feel like-
car.
This is an all go together kind of a thing.
Well, I
Today.
just wanted to provide some other options. You know, you could
Did
do
anybody
what you
hear
need.
that? There's that voice in our head. Did you guys hear that?
It's the Emperor!
It's the Emperor himself.
Well, so we have the shaft, and you go to the shaft, and
You would
Let's-
give us the shaft.
use some basic tech use on this.
Tech using the shaft.
I got
What
it
the
too.
Fuck.
Did you
It's
say
a
a 2?
44.
Just don't even ask me what I rolled. Just don't.
I did say a 2.
Okay,
Yeah, let's. Nigel did good.
that did great.
It's
So-
the arm.
That's what it is. In fact,
Mm-hmm.
nearing the elevator, you almost feel some unspoken compulsion through the arm to reach out to the elevator. It's not a full elevator, it's like a lift, improvised structure and everything. And you see that it goes up, it goes down, and you'll be able to move twice as quickly. You don't have to wait for any like weird, safety or whatever. You'll be able to navigate it perfectly fine, or at least as fine as you would have otherwise, in less than half the speed. So, you'll be going up and down, and you not only can do so, you don't have to think about it, you don't have to investigate it. It's not like they speak a different language, but it's a different setup than you're used to. But you just kind of intuit. It's just a breeze for you.
It's large enough for our vehicle that we're in.
It is. You can actually fit a very large vehicle on this. It would be tight, but you could fit it.
Do you guys think we should investigate this first, or should we investigate this cavern a little bit more?
Excuse me. Sorry.
Well, the elevator isn't
Bless you.
going anywhere. Unless I tell it to.
True that.
It's true. I think we could probably double back and come back and check into this a little more if you guys want to investigate this cavern a little bit. Try a
I
different path.
definitely do after I'm done cleansing these dice.
Vitus, get one more check, please, for your perception.
Yes. 83.
That's so good.
I'm just driving right now. I'm like in bliss. I'm like, just point me where to go, guys. Like I'm not even looking around. Just like, should we double
Well, you can
back?
see
Like,
just fine. And you can hear just
Yeah,
fine
yeah.
too. In fact, you hear very well. You hear well enough that kind of background pitch has sharpened into what's almost static. Not quite. But it's not your imagination and you're sure of it.
You guys are seriously not hearing that right now.
What's it sound like? The warp opening up? Xenos?
That's kind of how I imagine it's sounding in my brain. Yeah? Maybe
In
I need
fact-
to get like checked. You stuck your finger up his nose. You want to try that over here, Ilana?
It's called tinnitus.
Oh.
Tinnitus.
Well, you see, you don't want Coltonitis because I don't know anyone named Colton who I haven't wanted to kick in the nads. But you also may have it because you all need to roll fellowship except for Fidus, who already rolled the establishing to beat.
Yes, the cleansing worked. I rolled 5.
You don't
18.
hear anything. And who else rolled what?
68.
68? Well,
I
of
rolled it.
course you hear it. That you come to think of it, you've kind of heard it for a while.
Yeah, it's been there the whole time.
Yes.
Pistol
80.
what?
81.
Yep. And come to think of it, honestly, like, if you haven't heard it, I mean, Angel, you'll tell them. It's been there forever.
Do any of you wear hearing protection on the range?
I'm not a
Pedal
cowboy.
pulls out
No.
his earplugs. What?
Ilana just kind of face palms.
Okay. Well,
No, I got a 7. I didn't hear a fucking
you didn't
thing.
hear it at all. Yeah,
Yeah, I got a 5.
Yeah, so you guys are like, no.
Crystal cleansing works, y'all.
Okay. You know what? Just for fun, let's get it from D-Beck. What was your score?
Mine was 18.
18? Okay, yeah. I mean, you pull a Sharpie out, point it at the sky, and go, ah! And then just kind of sniff the Sharpie for a while, and then cap it and put it back in your pocket. Obviously, what you're communicating to people is there is no noise. I think that there's probably something else going on. Please,
Easy
let's stick to the
product.
matter at
I
hand.
hit you clear.
Exactly it.
Yeah. Clear as day to you. But to everyone else, Sharpie, then moving on.
Turns into
Fair enough.
Skeletor.
You have a Sharpie now. So the crew, you're on a little transport, and right now you're standing at a 3-way cross section. Well, on a transport. Shall you
We
move?
aren't taking the elevator. We're taking one of the other.
Which
Yeah, one of
direction
the other two
would be?
paths. I guess we can randomly roll for a different one of the other two directions. So like 1 through 3 was the other one, and then 4 through 6 is the other.
I don't know. When you're lost, you always go right.
Yeah, we can go right. You want to do that?
Let's go right.
Let's do it.
But I want to go left.
Left is always the
Shut
oh
the hell
my
up!
Yeah.
All right, so you're headed to the right. That means that you're going toward the front of the ship, where the front of the ship used to be.
I do it. I whip that Yui.
Yeah, let's check it out. Front of where ship used to be.
That's the direction. You guys are moving, and you're moving reasonable speed. This is about 15 miles an hour at this current speed that you're just low gear. Now, keep in mind, this thing is pristine at the moment. You unlock things that haven't been in use for a long time, thanks to that machine oil you just doused on it. You can crank it up, but I would advise caution. Just as a meta moment, there's a lot of debris, rock, pools of nonsense that if you can't see it, you may not be able to react to it in time. So, just because you can go fast doesn't mean that the ship actually flies over everything. It's going to have
Oh yeah,
a
we're taking our
relative interaction.
Yeah.
time. Yeah, I'm not cranking.
Do we
it rush
have-
hour, no.
The goggles for future team?
I have some thermal goggles.
Oh, okay. Those might not.
Yeah, I thought about
Where
using them to
exactly?
see if there was any like heat remnants from other transports, but I don't know. I slip them on. Do I see anything like that?
What was
It's
that?
only up to 40 meters. God, 80.
You
All right, we're going
see-
black dice.
You see that there are actually pools of blue and black in an otherwise kind of neutral. There's like a deep, deep, deep coloration and like a blue suggesting that there's a cooler, something pulling heat. 40 meters is still quite a ways, but it's not that far when
Yeah.
you're going 15 miles an hour. It's
Right.
present. It's showing you there's presence of what seem to be pools of coolant dotted throughout the cavern. But you're not sure where, and you don't know how big.
Yeah, I just take the goggles back off. It didn't seem to help me much in this situation.
All right. So
We just keep slowly continuing that direction, not left.
yeah, not right.
Frontward.
And you're heading that way for quite a while. Let's get one more perception check from the whole group. You're continuing down
All
this
right.
chasm, the corridor.
8.
5.
There it is. 5.
31.
And is it 21?
31.
31. Okay, 31 works.
97.
Hell yes,
Right.
97.
73.
All right. So we have our, let's just say, more perceptive side. Let's go with the far bell end of that with our 5 and our 8. We have gone down for 2 minutes, 5 minutes. It's hard to tell, even with your incredible sense of direction and time. It's just what you can see in front of you, rock dizzyingly moving. You can't really see much else. The occasional spark of something maybe still embedded in the rock, a small fire burning. It's nothing notable. Until it is. The distance has veins. It's not veins, obviously, you're not insane. But it's veins. It looks like veins. It starts small, and maybe it's you getting closer. Maybe it's the veins getting closer to you. It seems to be almost like maybe it's the bioluminescent kelp that you saw. It's hard to make out. It's very difficult to make out. But if you shift your eyes around, you have to wait for them to focus again at the darkness in front of you before you're sure that yes, you do see this faint light being emitted off of a tangling of, well, light. Very faint. But it's in the distance, it's in front of you, it's quite a ways. You're not sure how far. To the other
Do
end
you
of the
see that?
Kind of slow the roll to a stop once we notice that.
Okay. And let's get to the other end of the bell curve. Now, was it 80 something?
Pedal got a 73.
73 and then
A 97.
97. There it is. Listen, you've been aware of that humming in your ear for a long time, and it's not humming, obviously. Some described it as a static, but that's not what it is. Obviously, it's the tiny, delicate little dexterous manipulations of almost pin-sized, needle-esque metal in contact with metal. It's not static at all. It's just very, very, very ornate, thousands, millions maybe, of tiny metal pinpricks against metal. You're sure of it. And it could be easily confused as static to the rest, but you get it. You get it. And then the 70, well, you're starting to pick up on that humming that Fidus was talking about. It might be your imagination, though. Maybe. But here we are.
To the veins.
Yeah, you guys want to check out that light over there?
That veiny hole over there.
You guys want to
Does
check that
seem-
out? Or?
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, we can investigate that. We can always double back, right? That's not
Absolutely.
that's not gonna kill us or anything, right? You know?
Yeah, it's just a light.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Alana
Okay.
readies her weapon just in case.
Okay.
Not
We'll
a bad
take,
idea.
let's do it, pistol. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So, after a while, you're able to convince everyone that there is light there. Again, you can barely see it. But it is there, and you move toward it. You have a cast of light in front of you. As the transport, I'm assuming the transport is the method?
Yeah.
Maybe a little
Yeah.
slower than 15 miles an hour, so we're not approaching too quickly.
Okay. And
Slow it down to a five or so.
decent. And
Slow
you
rolling.
move forward. You have the light in front of you, and you're able to approach this vein at a crawl. You're able to get a little closer, and as you do, we have our sub 10 rolls for perception. We'll keep those in play. They notice that it isn't light. It's not light being emitted from something. It's things that are lit moving around. It's hard to tell, but there's motion to it. It's not a light that's on something. It's not a light being produced by something. It's very hard to tell, and the closer you get, it's harder to tell until you're just about, we'll just say, 20 meters away. You're approaching, and it becomes clear to our more perceptive that they are little green dots of light moving back and forth, some forward, some backward. From looks, it's hard to tell. Perhaps the wall in front of you somewhere. But these little beads of light are moving deeper into the cavern. You get closer.
Are they emitting any kind of heat with my thermal visor?
Let's check. Let's get a new perception check.
Okay. 38.
A 38
Not the worst.
with your
Perception's 40, so.
thermal. You got it.
Yes.
You nailed this one. So with the 38, you can see that these are an orange in an otherwise kind of nebulous heat. These are orange little beetle things. Maybe spider-like. You can't quite see the legs. But more than 4. And they're moving to what looks like a very, very hot, just red, almost white hot piece of metal, just barely visible through a fissure in the ground. They're moving to it and away from it.
Hold up. I definitely stopped the vehicle. Guys, this is there's something alive down here.
Yes,
You see
we
that?
are.
Yes,
Hey.
Baxter. Yeah, okay. Other than us, there's things alive down here.
Yeah, the
I don't know that we should get any closer to this.
Everyone roll
Right now.
perception.
Dang.
She said what
80.
kind of things?
20.
And we have an 80?
Yep.
31.
Mm-hmm.
$27.
Okay. And Pilar
20.
and Debek. Debek's dead. Rip.
Yeah, he's taking a little
Rip.
nap from the coolant.
I'll roll for him. 17.
Oh no, I'm
Oh.
sorry. I rolled a 15. And
Oh,
that was
15.
with my awareness and heightened senses hearing added onto it.
Hell yes. So that's great. So you have the 15. That's fantastic. And I think it's the best roll. So you notice that these little bugs aren't bugs. They're actually small machines. You can see that they have 8 legs, small little cracks and creases where the joints in the body and the legs come together are emitting a faint green light. They're actually starting to shift their pattern toward you. They're actually moving now toward the transport that you're on. Who rolled under 20 except for Debek?
I rolled a 20.
You rolled a 20. You notice
Yeah.
that the light, something, whatever it is starting to kind of trail a little bit toward your transport. Everyone who rolled over 20 is not so aware of this. It isn't many of them, and they're very small.
Y'all, I think it's coming towards us.
Coming towards us. Back it up. Backing up.
Okay. And,
I want to try to catch one.
okay.
Ilana, what are you doing?
Trying to catch one.
Yeah. Something to catch it in.
Stay in the transport. No, come on.
What do I got? I'm gonna catch it in my.
Are you jumping off?
Yeah.
So
I'm
you
gonna
can
catch it in my cigarette box.
Sounds good. And then,
I dump all my cigarettes into my pocket.
And then
Not your
Debek-
IO sticks into your pocket.
Yeah.
can we get the a fellowship to see how well you can communicate what you discovered?
87.
Great.
You take the Sharpie and you go, "Nyeh," and then you just kind of really, over the course of a very drooly 10 seconds where everyone watches enwrapped, you just stick it sideways in your mouth so it's kind of like poking end here, and you're like, oh, and just kind of staring at them, full eye contact, a little bit of dribble. And you say, fellows, my crew, our bodies, kin, I beseech you. Our kind does not know machines of this nature, certainly nothing from the Adeptus Mechanicus. Let us flee, friends, and save our own skins. But it comes out with sideways Sharpie.
So true.
Perfect.
We need to get him fixed, but has Alana already gotten out? Are you walking towards him right now?
Clamoring.
Out, and I am attempting to catch one.
Is there any kind of like a knowledge roll I could potentially roll for like what the hell this is?
You
This is
better
kinda
not
like
know what this is.
Meta question.
But you
Yeah,
can try.
I don't know if there. Yeah, if I could try, I don't know.
Yeah, you can roll
like just
intelligence.
Intelligence or
Here's
I've got
the veil.
literacy. I don't know if that matters, or lore, Imperium, Adeptus, or Bites. I don't know if there's.
I have a
Unfortunately,
bunch of forbidden lore.
if you have forbidden lore, it might catch.
Yeah, I have forbidden lore, cults, and heresy.
Cult and heresy. You could roll a cult and heresy check. Yeah. You can also, in fact, let's get a. You can do that. We can also get a roll for the lore Arbites.
Oh shit. Okay. That.
I rolled a 24.
For the heresy.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, and you can't tell people why you know. But this is not heretical. Or at least it's not a cult thing. This looks heretical, but you know that this is not a cult. But you can't say why you know.
It's not a cult thing, and I can't tell you why.
Right. Well, I'm going to catch one so we can study it.
Perfect. Hello to you. And that sounds
I
great.
don't agree with this, Alana.
What, you don't agree with her cigarette box out and her like investigation
Go.
bag which you put evidence in? She's gonna put it in the box, and then she's gonna put the box in the bag, and then she's gonna seal the bag, and that's evidence, baby.
Yeah. Then we have potentially heretical things on our person. I think we
Yeah,
should
that's a
probably
job.
report this before we start
Well, yes,
grabbing
it's
things.
part of the investigation, so we're going to get it, and then we're going to take it back upstairs and give it to that Inquisitor, and he's going to say, yes, this is quite heretical. Baxter, why do you know that? But then we'll have to probably come back down here. But anyway, and then she's gonna catch that bug.
About 4 of the things have made it onto your transport.
Oh, good. I don't even have to go very far. I catch one in the box. Can I do that?
Let's go with a strength check.
Strength
How
check.
convenient. 4 in the pocket. Let's leave.
That's a 1.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, you can put it in a box.
I put it in the box, and then I put the box in my evidence bag, and I seal the evidence bag.
All right, let's move. I'm backing it up.
Yeah, I get back on the transport.
I'm trying to Yui it and get it out of there as fast as I can.
Yeah.
With the treacherousness of what it is right now.
Due to your, what we could call unparalleled connection with this machine, you feel draw. Not that it's failing in its duty to transport you, but you feel as though you have to give it a little more gas to get the same result. There's a draw that's coming off of the power source of this vehicle. The 3 of the little green light thingies are scuttering around between your feet.
I try to stomp on one.
Smash it with my new warhammer.
Roll a strength check.
Let's see. Come on, pedal. It's new and shiny.
35. The
You
strength
do.
of 31.
You stomp on one, and it
12.
drags its corpse about, I don't know, not very far before the light flickers out and it collapses and starts leaking a gel.
Well, that's
Glad I
definitely
grabbed
going
that
in
one.
the other evidence bag.
Get it! There's 2 more!
A 12 to smash a bug.
12 to smash a bug. Well, 12 is
to
your
smash a
2
bug.
hit, and you hit it. You hit it. It is hit as shit.
Gaius, get that one!
Obliterate.
I want to try
Can I
to pick
offer
it
it to
and throw it
Sharpie?
off.
What was that?
Can I offer it the Sharpie?
You can try to dig it out of your mouth. Yeah, let's hit a dexterity check.
$14.
You do, with great ease. You've done this a lot before. Loads of times. You have a technique. And it just pops out into your hand. Here, friend. Let us have what little we have in common. Be this
No.
Sharpie. I extend this
Gaius.
gift to you.
What are you...
You offer the Sharpie. Let's get a fellowship for what you actually say.
A
Sorry,
99.
Oh my god.
You actually just raise your face up and chortle at the ceiling as it passes overhead.
Oh, we're going full Patrick with this.
With the marker extended, gesturing wildly like Vanna White. I'm sorry, Space Vanna White. Yeah, there we go.
Somebody squish that one for the love of the Emperor!
I'd like to try to grab it and throw it.
Let's get a dexterity check.
5.
A 5.
Nice.
You do. You weave between the stamping feet of your fellow crew, grab the little thing, and you said you wanted to throw it?
Yeah,
Okay.
away from where we're headed.
Of course. And this is going to be a ballistics test. Give me a ballistic score, please.
Who,
Uh,
me or
35. And my
35.
skill is a 34.
Perfect. Perfect. You do. Successful, and it goes roughly where you want it.
I just keep trying to keep it moving. Are we still throttling?
You're throttling more and more every moment.
Ah, shit.
I put the
How-
smushed bug in a different evidence bag.
Did that fix it? Are we still throttling?
It didn't fix it. Let's get a perception check from the crew. How fast are we leaving?
As fast as we can without.
That's a
I don't know. I'm trying to move a little faster than the average. Than how we came for sure. Like
Okay.
20 plus miles an hour at least, 25, 30 even.
Okay. And so we're approaching that much better lit section of the tunnel that we started the session in. We're fast approaching this. The craft you're on, the transport, not that well lit, but it's lit enough that, you know, you can see each other, you can see the border of the craft, nobody's going to fall off by mistake. You're all able to see this, but I'd like to see a little more. Let's get everybody to roll another perception check.
26.
98?
57.
57.
58.
58.
39.
22.
39. Okay. Can you say a 2?
98.
Mine was 22 with awareness plus 10 and heightened sense of sight.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, that I think is our best score at the moment. So what we're looking at here, at least what you're looking at here, is, well, it's hard to tell at first if it's just an optical illusion with the changing light levels, but as you get closer to the well-lit area, you're positive. The metal that makes up the floor of the transport is being peeled away, down, underneath. And moments after you're sure of this fact, you see green light pouring up through as 2 dozen of these small spider-like things glowing green start to pour out onto the floor of your
you
transport
fucks.
from underneath it.
Shit!
This seems bad.
I just keep on flooring it. Kill them! Get him off me!
Let's roll a piloting vehicle. This is going to be a dexterity check.
It's drive hover vehicle. It says strength, but that never made sense to me.
No,
I mean
dexterity. Agility, I mean. Sorry, agility.
agility? Yeah, okay. 49, and I have
49.
agility of 50.
And the craft is your friend.
2 advancements.
And so every time you roll a piloting check, I've been rolling for the vehicle. It got a 4. So it's
Nice.
still hanging with you. It's doing what you
I
need
try
to
to
do.
almost go as fast as I can to maybe make some of them fly off. Is kind of the idea.
Yeah.
Is everyone strapped in? Like, kind of meta question, but
What's that?
is everyone strapped in?
No.
Like,
You're just kind of standing
okay.
about.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
like a standing transport. There's not really any like securing. I can't flip a
They're like a rail to
loop de
hold
loop,
on
right?
to.
There's a you could call it a ramp. There's really just kind of like a railing. If you've ever been like on a party barge, like a little
Yeah.
boat
Yeah.
that basically just has like a wall and like a covered area, that's like the most you're looking
Yeah.
at here. This is
Okay.
transport for transport's sake.
Hang on.
Okay.
Just,
That's always a great
start
sign.
driving
That's always
faster.
a
And,
wonderful thing to hear.
I'm going to take that literally and start hanging on to fight us.
Perfect. And let's get a
Fine.
grapple check. That's going to be a strength v strength.
God.
17.
24.
24. Okay. In the chaos of the jerking motions and the grapple, where Baxter is being a little more successful, the ship is like, "What are we doing?" And it rolls a 99 for understanding your intentions, and you're really, it's not responding very well. You're having a really, really rough go trying to wrestle both of these things.
Get the hell off of me, Baxter! Ah!
I'm not on you, but I'll let go.
Okay, you do. And the rest of the crew, how are we doing?
We definitely noticed the bugs now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on my neck!
Raving about them.
Yeah. Ilana says that we should probably get off this one and just run because it appears to want the vehicle, and we shouldn't lead it back to the other vehicles.
It's not a bad idea.
Look at it.
Maybe
So-
we should send it off in another direction as we
But
go
I was
on.
about to name it.
You can name another one. I think Baxter's right. You should turn it around and put a brick on the gas.
Name it fodder because it's going down.
Oh.
Fidus isn't really thinking much. He's just trying to brush them all off of him, and he does as it's told there.
Fair enough.
Okay, so here we are. We have a scenario where your ship is still running, but it's being peeled apart from the center. You all hop off while it's moving, turn it to a stop, hop off.
Turn it to a stop and hop
Did I say
off?
turn it to a stop? I said
Let's
bring it
move
to a stop.
Yeah, to a slow like few miles an hour where it's not impossible for us to just kind of hop off.
Okay, a safe
Momentum-wise.
speed. Then
Yes,
you'll
safe
jump
speed.
off. It's still going, still turning around.
Yeah, if I could program it to go back towards the veiny stuff.
Yeah. It rolled an 8 for understanding that. It's on its way. It knows its mission.
Mourn it. Cry.
Excellent.
Do you have
Hi,
any?
Salazar.
Alana salutes it.
Jesus.
It makes it about 4
07.
feet and then is completely shut down and then is cannibalized by what seem to be more than there should be of the awkward little spider things. It is now glowing in light as it's being torn apart. And they're moving toward you, actually. In fact,
Oh,
while you
Wait, can I
were
check my evidence bag that I have the live one in?
getting here, you can see that the veins are now extending throughout most of the cavern. You can see, actually, a little bit. It's kind of great.
Shit.
The green light is becoming prominent. It's a thrumming, pulsing light as these kind of beat to the same
about
drum,
that
so to
trap.
speak.
What about the one in my
Well-
evidence bag that's
It's
alive?
dead.
Has it escaped the box?
No, it's dead. Oh, the one that was alive? Oh, the
Yeah.
one that was alive is just standing there.
In my bag?
Yep.
I'm gonna keep the dead one and I'm gonna huck the live one.
Okay. So, give me a dexterity and an agility check, please.
Yes. 23. My agility's 30.
Okay. Well, I beat you by 1 degree of success. I'm so sorry.
What?
It clings. It's got 8 legs, and it kind of skitters up your forearm.
No, I have it in the bag.
Oh, I thought you took it out of the box.
No, I was checking the box to make sure it hadn't chewed through the bag.
Oh, I thought you said chucking the box.
Oh,
No,
Oh.
I'm chucking the whole ass bag.
I see. Oh, the dead one.
No, the live one.
Are you throwing the live one?
The live
live
one
one
that is
is
currently
in a
in
box,
the box
in a bag.
that's in the bag, and I am throwing the entire thing.
I thought we had a box and a bag. Excuse me. So,
It's both.
in-
So I
I
have
see.
the box in the bag, and that's the live one, and then I have a dead one just in an evidence bag,
perfectly good.
separate then.
You throw
a different
both.
evidence bag.
One of, you know what? You throw it. Whatever. I don't care. It's gone. Bye.
Yeah, the live one. It's gone. Goodbye with the 23. There it goes.
Okay.
We.
Keeping the
Fighters-
dead one for research.
Okay.
These are doing this, and he's just like, "This is your fault, Alana. I told you not to get out."
Oh, please. And then she turns around and starts running.
Yeah, so I'm running towards the shaft. Like,
Yeah, she's got the right idea. He continues. He joins.
Okay.
You can scold me later! You hear she continues to
better
book
believe
it down the hallway.
just running.
You're all just booking it. And
Yeah.
we're going to be, remember, you guys actually have the ability to do well in sized closed spaces, no matter what Frollo says.
5.
And
Yay.
because you're hivers, yeah. So this is suffering no penalty to you. If you were from somewhere else, you might be having some trouble because there's actually quite a bit of nonsense here. Debris from the ship you have. Again, those little pools you're able to leap over. But you can see reasonably well. Your eyes are starting to adjust to the dark anyway. And there are an untold number of these little things. You're staying ahead of them for the most part. Let's get a check from D-Beck, please. Perception.
59.
Okay. And let's get a check from Fidus, please.
You said perception, right?
Yep.
34.
34. Hearing them now, you know for certain that that noise you heard, that static, it was just how very many of these little legs there are moving over stone. It seems a little different over the rock, but you're positive now, having heard the sound of these skittering on the transport. What you heard was the pin-like feet of these moving over metal. It wasn't static at all. You were hearing millions of small legs moving.
As we're running, Fidus definitely communicates that to the group. Guys, there's got to be a lot more than what we're noticing right now. I think that's that sound that we've been hearing. We need to get out of here. This is I know we had another direction. I mean, it would be more like this. We have to get out of here.
Is it elevator time?
Yep.
Okay. You're nearing the
Wow,
well-lit
what an
area.
absolute horror show.
You're nearing the well-lit area, and the elevator is not far from you. You can just barely see it, and we had 2 of our fellows roll a perception. Let's get a perception from the rest of you.
Uh, 100.
Oh wow.
Oh,
54.
I was about to say, in contrast to the 100, a 3.
That really balances it out, huh?
Yeah.
I got an 8.
An 8?
Nice.
That's great. Well, as you near the shaft, what you see is that the elevator shaft of the transport, the up and down type of transport, the lift, has met a similar fate as the transport. It's been peeled away.
Yeah.
For the most part, the
Shit.
small beetle spider things are actually not as small as the little ones that are chasing you in the vein formation. These are a little bit larger. These are about the size of a soccer ball. Football, somewhere in this kind of a range. It's hard to tell, and judging by the angle, you can make the claim for either one, but it's not important. They're emitting about the same amount of light, but they're much larger bugs, and there seem to be several of them, accompanied by maybe 200-300 of the smaller variant the size of softballs chasing you.
Did they come from the left side?
They appear to have come down the shaft.
Oh, cool.
Great.
That's
Is the
Told you we
left
should've gone
side
left.
clear?
It's really not easy to tell. It's very dark.
Can we see the other transport that we had left behind
Yes,
from where we're at?
you can see it. Yep.
Is it overrun?
No.
That might be our next best bet.
Could be. Yep.
These things are catching up to us.
So to
Something else?
clarify, these guys appear to have come down towards us from above us using the shaft. We've got the shaft that we came from, the veiny hole, if you will, that was filled with bugs. And when we came down, there were the three directions. We confirmed one is covered in bugs, above us is covered in bugs, but we had the other two, if I'm understanding correctly.
Yeah, mostly. Yeah. Yeah. The only thing I would say different is it's really one direction, but there's also down the shaft. Your best, your most perceptive, you among them, can see that the little mechanical spider things coming down the shaft. That's the only direction they're coming from. It could be they're below, but they seem to be coming from above.
Sorry, just to confirm, when it was looked at through the thermal imaging and we got the word of that, like, big block of them, was that not below us?
It was embedded in the stone.
Okay. Got it.
Yep.
I
don't
would
think we're
like
gonna
to
be able
go
outrun
the
these forever.
direction that the bugs aren't.
Okay. And let's all roll a Constitution check. Woo!
Good.
Is that
98.
Is that toughness?
86.
Yes, toughness. I'm sorry. I've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. It's 52.
52.
22.
28.
Okay. So. It's Nyla. No.
Alana.
It's Alana right now. Alana hears nothing. She just collapses. The wind taken from her. She just passes out. Before
Down I go.
you see her, she drops like a bag of sand. The rest of you,
Jesus.
moment, it's hard to tell. 2 moments, milliseconds afterward, you hear noise. It's like a scream, but it's like static. It's very difficult to differentiate what it is. Who was our second highest roll?
I had an 86.
That's what I thought. You are having trouble maintaining constant thought. You're actually suffering 2 wounds. And you
damn.
stop running. Who was our third highest?
I had a 52. I don't know if that
52?
was next.
You don't receive any wounds, but you are staggered. You skip a couple steps. And then as we move down below 50, you guys are able to maintain the pace if you'd like to. Your compatriots are slowed or stopped. And you are able to make out through the sensation that the screech, the static, it dulls into a gurgling screech. Not very much unlike the horrible dial-up connection noise. If you can remember that.
Oh no, it's AOL.
That's right.
Mm.
You have mail.
Welcome.
I don't
God,
want
okay.
mail.
And
No true mistake.
those of us who
I'm not-
don't need to roll Constitution to continue, what are we doing?
Well, I'm not that strong, but I'll try to pick up Nyla or Alana. Sorry.
Mhm.
And just
And
throw her
let's
over
get a
my
strength check from
shoulder.
you.
I was about to say one person, sure, but like 3 people.
I do only weigh 121 pounds.
So I got an 81.
God.
You're struggling.
Yeah, I think Fidus with his stagger and him slowing up would have noticed and helped out as well. At least helped lift her.
Let's do it. Strength check.
22.
22. And D-Beck, as soon as you're able to unmute, what you got for your... What are you doing?
Trying to help them too.
Okay. Can we get a strength check from you?
41.
41.
Strength
Okay.
is 32.
I remember yours is pretty good. Okay. So, the three of you are able to get up and maintain a reasonable pace. Let's get a constitution check from you, Alana.
Yes. Jesus, 99. That cleanse didn't work as well as I
Wow.
thought.
2 wounds.
Rough.
It's okay. I got more quartz.
And the rest of you, what are we doing?
I think, as much as I would have loved the idea of Petal helping people up, he's too little. Like, he's small. So I think he would have just kept running. Like, one of the transports hasn't been cannibalized as far as I understand it. So I think that's going to be his goal, is just, like, get there, swing back, and pick everybody up if he can.
Sounds good. Let's get an agility check for you. See if you can, with a goal in sight and in mind, push past your limiters like an anime main character.
I mean, my agility's a fucking 45. Don't fuck me, Petal.
That's pretty good. I honestly, you're not going to be suffering a penalty. You're underground. It's let's get a roll.
Roll the 20.
That's good. So you're climbing, you're dodging, you're ducking, you're weaving. There's not a lot to do any of that for, but you're doing it anyway for style points. It looks great.
Do it.
And you make it to the transport. It's cantankerous. The veins are not chasing you, apparently. Actually, they're not interested very much in you. But your party is still seemingly of interest. And so the veins overhead encroaching on them, the screech you're able to see was a kind of seismic emission from the few larger spider things over by the elevator, which are now moving toward your compatriots. You're ahead by quite a bit. You're on the machine. Let's get a tech roll from you.
Petal's gonna pull out the fucking vial of machine oil that was in the pocket of his overcoat when he got it and just dump it in there. He's like, "This worked last time."
Hell yeah. Yeah, just like a great balsamic vinegar. Just the wrist whip and everything when you're all done. Like you're that weird chef dork. Who is the one? Bay or whatever? Salt Bay?
Salt Bay.
Bay.
Yeah.
It's like, drink up, you freaky weirdo machines. Roll.
You just give it a little tap on the tail light and it kicks up. Cantankerous no more. You're
Can we
going
use
to...
the seismic grenades on the bugs?
Well, no, there's an idea.
Maybe disorient them while we make our escape? I have some in my pockets somewhere. I don't know if anybody else has any.
Aren't you sort of unconscious, though?
She
I
is.
am, so someone would have to rifle my pockets. You know I have them.
Yeah, I mean, I
And
have some
seismic
sacred
aren't
machine oil, but
The
throwing
fucking
that on these guys,
explodey ones.
I don't know if we want to enhance the capability. Of these spiders.
Let's make them better at killing us.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, if anybody wants to take a seismic grenade out of my pocket and huck it at the spiders as we drive away, that would be cool.
Well,
Yeah, I'm more inclined for that. That's
let's
also
get
a horrifying thought.
a constitution check out of you.
Alana? Okay. Alright. Come on, quartz. Oh shit, I dropped my dice. On the floor.
Emperor.
36. That's much better.
Yeah. No wounds from this round, and you're kind of cracked too. And for a moment, time freezes. Just for a moment. And, D-Beck, can I get a fellowship from you?
17.
17. Beautiful. For a moment, your minds touch as you pass levels of consciousness. Yours, duller than a brick. Hers, just barely conscious. For just a moment, your consciousness is on the same tier. And you communicate what to each other as crystal clear as you'd like to.
A seismic grenade. Full picture of what it is, which pocket she has it in, and the arc you're going to throw it in to fuck up those bugs.
Very good. That's great. You're coming out of it, and this is just communicated by happenstance, by chance, to someone who's on the exact wavelength, just barely above conscious. Synapses, just a random. It doesn't spark so much as it does goo at each other. That's the level you're both operating on. You, of course, immediately come out of that to something approaching vegetable state. Meanwhile, below vegetable, we have teabag. And let's get a fellowship on how well you communicate these images to the crew.
Oh god.
You can do it.
A 10? Okay, tell us. How does it go? Communicate
This
to
would
your
be a good time
your
for the
fellows.
dog to start barking again.
Right. Speak. No. Are you? No. Okay.
Or just do it. I mean, it's up to you, really.
I tell them what I saw.
And tell me what that's
where
like.
Blubbery.
Tell me.
I
I need more.
I'm bad at this.
You could try to take the grenade out of my pocket to show to everybody.
Show it to Elf.
Yeah, there we go. That's what I do. I just take the grenade out, show it.
Just with a
And let's say that you yelled one word. What would that word be? Just to make it known that you aren't trying to randomly grab the coat off of her or whatever.
Explosion.
What? Where?
So you yell explosion and then just hand dive right into her pocket.
Exactly.
What are we doing, gang?
I'm trying to keep them moving towards the transport. I see them like eyeing each other like back and forth, and I'm just like, what are they doing here? Is there any perception or something that I can roll to kind of pick up on what
Fellowship.
their interaction is?
Yeah,
Fellowship?
just fellowship. It's going to be reading the subtlety.
Yeah. 39 with a fellowship of 50 advanced taken.
So, from your perspective, veins of green lit mechanical arachnids are moving along the ceiling of a cave. As they do, you can see remnants of the ship that vanished not an hour ago from the hull. The light emanating off these bugs is illuminating the pools, reflecting perfectly these unknown number of beings. As you move your eyes across the field, you see, is it Gallus right now? Is that right?
Yeah.
Gallus.
Gaius.
Explosion! And then reaching a hand at Sarah here, and then you just keep panning your eyes forward into the pools of light, where it's not so much green, but the yellow-white that you're familiar with, illuminating the rock wall where you see a very, very successful pedal just kickstart a transport. Exhaust and dust kicked up around it as you see it lift up about 6 inches. glee on your fellow Arbite's face as a plan kicks into action as well. This is what you see. And you're still jogging toward the pool of light you're familiar with.
Yeah, I think Fidus would have picked up on. Oh, Alana had some seismic charges, so he doubles back a little bit because he helps with that process of getting those out and about.
Okay. So, you're rifling through there. How about the rest of us? How we doing?
Is Alana able to stand on her own, or do I still have her on my shoulder?
Shoulder. She's
I'm coming around, but I'm not there yet.
eyes cracking open, but there's not much more to it.
And
Based on my, oh, go ahead.
sorry. And did you said that they didn't follow Petal, the spiders?
Mhm.
Do we notice that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Huh.
In fact, you're not moving as fast as you could because you're hauling somebody. You notice that the veins, there's rock, kind of sediment, like a mist, a dust, pebbles moving down from the ceiling as the thunderous pinpricks move on its underside. But the veins stretch overhead and continue. They were on top of you, and now they're over you and continuing a little bit. But could be a surround. You're not sure.
Yeah, Fidus, as soon as he gets hands on these seismic charges, are they like mines that you can put down, or are they like grenades?
It's like a charge of C4 almost, where you
Okay.
can, for these
Throw it,
specifically, you can
but-
peel aside and you have adhesive. You can stick it to something, but you could also set it and throw it.
Yeah, I think we're setting and throwing.
Okay. So this is a pull pin,
And
throw,
moving.
run away scenario.
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
What kind of a timer do you want to put on it? It's meant for plug and play.
Right. I would say. How far away are the large ones? The larger ones?
20 meters.
Okay. I think it might be a little better to actually set them, and then we can proc them as soon as the larger ones are nearer to it. Correct? As long as we keep moving. So that might be better than just throwing them.
Okay.
So Fidus starts prepping the charges and sets them down as we're moving forward,
Okay.
and just kind of is sprinkling them around left hand, right hand on the path that we're walking.
And how many
Bread
exactly?
crumbs.
I know you had quite a few of them.
Yeah, I don't know how many we had.
I had 3 of them. I don't know if anybody else has any.
I think there were a few more.
I don't. I don't have them in my inventory. I don't think I
All right, I
grabbed
don't
any.
have
of
Yeah, I
those.
don't have any.
I think it might have been the other team. Sorry. So 3. That's
Maybe.
fine. So 3.
Yeah,
You sprinkle.
that's
3 of them.
something.
We're gonna keep
Yeah,
one.
sprinkle 3 of them like every like. Well, yeah. Let's start with we'll start with 2, and in like 10-meter intervals.
Okay.
Would I know the blast radius of these seismic charges?
No.
Okay.
These were used for mining.
Fidus isn't an expert on this either, so he wouldn't know. So
If
probably like every
you-
10 meters.
Do you
What,
have?
you don't have demolitions?
I was saying, do you have demolitions? Do you have explosives?
I do not. So
Anyone
I
here
might not even know how to arm them.
These are really, really easy. These were, yeah. They almost
Yeah,
do what you
you pull the
want,
thing.
having thought it.
Set it down. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, every 10 meters as we're heading towards the transport that Petal's been setting up,
Okay.
getting ready for us.
So you dropped 1, 10 meters, dropped another, and you're arriving at the transport. And
keeping an eye on when the larger ones are nearing it, and
Okay.
ideally, I'd like to time it in such a way where I can hit as many of them clustered up as I can. Like if the bigger one, and there's bigger ones trailing that first bigger one, when the second one, or when the first one hits the second charge that I dropped, the other one should, if I am imagining this correctly, just trying to time it so I can get as many of the big ones as I can.
Yeah. I totally get that. You're looking for like even letting one of the big ones go if it means getting more.
Right.
Yeah. I get that. This makes sense to me.
Okay.
So we have Petal though. So while this is happening, the Alana Scruffle, just making sure she's on the shoulder right, kind of hobbling her toward you. You're in the light. Things kick into life. You start to move. Or do you? What's the plan?
Well,
See it, nerds.
I don't think Petal. I don't think Petal would have taken the time to see whether or not he was being followed. I think his last frame of reference was teammates going down, fix it. So as much as I would like to say, I'll look around and see if it's worth it. Nope, Petal's fucking gun in hand. He's gonna try and get to everybody.
I think that's the right move. So you do. You start barreling at them 15, 20 miles an hour. I mean, they're not that far. Just kicking it. I think we can agree on as fast as safely possible.
Correct.
And you arrive, you even, shout to your friends, all aboard, something snappy, who's to say?
I fucking drifted in there and screeched at the top of my lungs, "Get it, losers! We're saving our own fucking lives!"
That's right.
Hell yeah.
So,
Aye, aye.
That's a bit of
And,
a mouthful.
speaking of mouthfuls, Gaia, what do you say? What's your...
Mouthfuls, Petal.
Let's see if I have a sound effect for this.
God.
I hope you do.
Everybody's shuffling on. You hoist Alana on.
Like to
I don't know.
topple on, but not stand.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, I know.
It's wizard time, motherfucker! Fireball!
So that's literally what he says for some reason. So everyone else is like, yeah. So you keep going, and
Well, that kind of inspires me to put on my hat.
brilliant,
Thank you, Ben.
brilliant. And we have your little transport. Where are we going?
Away from bugs.
Up
Yeah.
is bad, down is bad, veiny hallway
Interesting.
is bad.
Yeah, and there's an interesting idea. Bug away from. Let's get a perception check from everybody,
Let's
and a Constitution check
What
from.
does Alana not see? Because she's rolling for Constitution.
21.
94.
Wound.
11.
11.
13.
36.
Ooh, nice.
100.
Oh,
So nice.
Fireball.
So.
Don't hold back.
Okay. So. You. The veins
you have
passing
to do.
overhead were emitting light. They are emitting light. It's this lovely green light. It's through the cracks and perhaps lenses of these mechanical arachnids, which each of you have seen long enough of, that it's not a secret held by anybody at this point. The larger variants, a little lower to the ground, a little more beetle-like than arachnid, are scurrying about. You can see them meticulously, poring over, dismantling, and reassembling every piece of machinery that they see. This, even for the extremely perceptive, which only one of you was. In this case, it would be Gaius. Actually sees that they reassembled the transport over there. The one you guys left. They're moving toward you. And you can see that the veins are stretching further past your position. Some of them, not vein numbers, but some of them, the odd dozen or so, are moving down the walls and searched of little pieces of the ship still embedded in the wall. Anything to look at or kind of check out that might have some technical value. And the lift that you have over just in front of you, to your left, is still lit in the white light, but it's almost completely blotted out by green, as about 60 of those larger beetle-like mechanical things are tampering with the lift. The lift begins to lower. And the larger mechanical things, beetles, we'll call them. The beetles are the bigger ones and the spiders are the smaller ones. None of them really seem very interested in you. They seem very interested in the rest of this hallway. This mine shaft. That's where you are.
So they're kind of like ignoring us and going towards this cavern or this hall.
They're very interested in the shaft, and the beetles seem to have lowered the lift for reasons not involving you. And your, I guess, veins, the mass number of the spiders moving along the ceiling are creeping in the direction that you haven't been yet.
Okay. So we're safely on this transport and they're not.
Correct.
They ain't messing with us right now.
Correct.
Okay, so I don't need to blow these seismic charges. Seems like they're not after us right now. What's our next move?
Is this anything resembling the disassembling and reassembling that I saw the tech freaks doing on that ship when I was messing around with their plasma rifles?
Faster. And better than that. Kind of makes sense, though. Number of arms you have to move with. You might have several mechadendrites, but you don't have 6,000.
So you guys want to investigate what these things are looking for?
Well, was it us in the present that in conversation with the Inquisitor got that information that, like, the Mechanicum that we are used to is like a nerfed version? Was that us, or was that the past group?
That was you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Petal has any real experience with tech priests.
Not really.
Ones that would have been like in association with the
Precisely.
Arbites. So, like, in regards to my ability meta to unpack and Petal's ability to unpack, those are two different things. So I think he just like stares at them and waits for them to try and jump them.
Well assessed.
We're not getting jumped.
Let's get a
Victory for Petal.
Constitution check
Is
from
Lana okay?
Lana.
Yeah.
Alana just goes meh.
What is your roll?
Let's see if I can roll any better than upper 90s.
Just do it.
Well, it's a 78, which is slightly better than upper 90s.
Oh, that's what you asked for.
Yay.
1 wound.
Okay.
And
Put that on my wound chart.
She's like our only one that's proficient in Medicaid, isn't she?
I'm proficient in Medicaid.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I'm
have
okay
Pedal
at it.
Okay.
Pedal's better.
she is your highest tech.
Petal, why don't you let me drive? If you want to take a look at her and see if you can get her sorted.
Oh yeah,
out.
this is a real luck thing. I'm not good at driving. Too short.
Yeah, I got this. Swap seats.
Okay. And where are we headed?
Careful of the controls. They're covered in oil.
Yeah, this is kind of. You really just dumped it on this shit, didn't you?
How else is it supposed to work? I'm not a tech priest.
That's working, but yeah, this is gonna be ass to get off of my hands later. But okay.
The yellow white light that you were used to, the one set up by the floodlights, flickers out to a nothing as the floodlights have been dismantled by the spiders.
Rip.
So they clearly are looking for energy sources, and they're all heading towards something in that direction. Do you guys want to investigate what it is that they're being so drawn to?
The sound of the generators that was powering the light has kicked off as the generators are dismantled.
Well, might as well, because I think the light they're putting off is the only thing we can really see by at this point.
Yeah.
Powered by something else, you hear the lift kick on, and you hear it start to raise.
You think they're gonna make it all the way to floor 4? Should we tell somebody about that? Yeah, it's fine.
Comms working?
Eh.
Not
All
down
the way
here.
down here.
Well, do
Let's
we
roll
know that
perception.
particular? That's not the same lift that leads up to floor 4, right? It's just a.
No,
It's
no.
just a
This is an
separate
improvised
It's
lift
like
by
a
the
different
crew.
chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna crawl their way up and consume the lower floors.
Perception is 26. Minus, or plus the fucking 20s from hearing and awareness.
Okay. And how are the rest of you doing?
Also, I do want to do a Medicaid on Alana to make sure she's not dying.
Let's have you do that as your 26, and everybody else can look around.
I got a 44.
And-
All right.
I got a 48.
48,
55.
55,
24.
24. And 24 is the lowest, correct?
Yep.
All right. So let's get an accompanying constitution check from you, Alana.
Okay.
Specifically, my question is, would STEM help this?
What the hell? Okay, I'm cursed forever. It's
What
a
is your-
90.
90.
Look, man, I told you
You're
it was
almost
gonna
dead.
suck this round.
She's starting to
Gotta almost be
code.
dead.
You can just stim right into her heart. If you really, really, really needed her. But she's going to take another wound. Or if she needs a fate.
Okay, I'm going to try to avoid. Do I know, based off of just looking at her, if she's got very much more blood left in her with the way she's been going? Because if so, I will try and medicate her back up. If not, she's getting stemmed.
She's not bleeding.
Will to live, let's say.
Pulling a Padme, huh?
I do have 3 fate points. So if it goes really, really bad, I can fate point myself.
She's
I'm
very
just gonna
pale.
stem her.
But it's difficult
Wake
to.
up. Stem a clock.
Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah, let's get her up.
All right. So
Or at least attempt to.
let's take one more wound, and you have
Okay.
consciousness. You're now
Okay, I'm doing okay. I only have
mobile.
3 wounds out of 11.
Just
3 wounds
imagine
remaining.
you've taken 3 or you have 3 left.
I have taken 3 wounds.
Okay.
You have taken more than that.
Have I?
You have.
I haven't been
I feel
keeping
like
track.
you have at least like 5 or
Yeah, it's
6
like
of
5
these.
minimum.
Is it-
I think
is
it's
it
5
like
or 6. Yeah.
All right, I'll say 6 because that's the higher end. I guess I wasn't
I'm
tracking
pretty
it
sure it's
properly.
like 6. Yeah.
There
Oh,
was
you know
moments
what?
where it was like 2, and then you got 1, and then like 2. So it's like it's been kind of back and forth.
I probably didn't save the document,
Ah.
and that's why it was sitting at like 2. Okay, so I upped it to 6, but I have 5 wounds left, and I have 3 fate points. So
Fair enough.
And you're stemmed. You wake up with a fucking needle in your heart.
Yeah, and it's just enough that you're like, where are we? Now, the rest of you who rolled perception, it doesn't take a lot to perceive darkness with little bugs with lights when there are this many. But you notice perhaps later than you would have liked to that the darkness is leaving a little bit because the elevator shaft is producing quite a bit of light. It's actually a very bright green light. And as you hear the sound of the lift working, the light begins to raise something that you don't really understand out of it. It seems to be metal. Looks like a really big skeleton.
Oh my god, is it actually Xenos?
It's really hard to know.
Petals
But it's
both
very
metal.
bright. And
is
it's
it the Terminator? Is it the God Emperor? Alana thinks
green.
it's the God Emperor because she is just coming around.
and
Oh, it's bubbled space crab.
huh?
It's
Orange bubble spacecraft.
yeah, bubbles
Oh,
with
the-
the space crab.
Oh, I see. I didn't quite hear what you said. Well, is that what you tell everybody?
Yes.
Jesus.
Well spoken. Well spoken.
Alana is reciting a litany because she is completely out of it still.
Yeah. Roll willpower, please. Everybody.
Yeah. 70.
Willpower.
64.
Damn. 81.
But I wouldn't have good willpower if it's the God Emperor. I would be compelled to kneel, but I'm laying down.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Mine's
5.
3.
A 5.
Nice.
25.
25. Okay. So, we have, I would say, 2 of you that aren't feeling the stomach drop out of them. You might look around and try and rouse your compatriots, but everybody else is kind of gobsmacked as the 8-foot-tall metal skeleton, glowing green thing sluggishly marks you and starts marching toward your transport, followed by about
Ignorance
6
is
of
mandatory.
the beetles.
Wow, that's crazy. Are they walking anywhere in the vicinity of those seismic charges that were not blown previously?
They're behind you.
Damn.
Wait, so the skeleton was built in front of us?
Yep. It came out of the lift in front of you.
And the charges are behind us.
Yep.
Oh god.
I thought the lift was behind us too.
Sorry, remind me of directions,
Right.
because I believe we were running towards the lift, and
We
in
were
the
running
space
like a-
between...
Away from the lift
So
because like the lift was like activating. We were running away from it towards the transport that Petal was going for. So we were like technically running away from the lift, I thought.
transport
So
and
if,
lift.
if
Then
that
we
got
got
off the
on it.
lift, if they got off the lift, then the seismic charges would definitely 100% be between.
No, the
The-
lift and the transport right next to each other. Pedal ran ahead, got on the transport, came back to you. The explosive charges are one right next to you and then one 10 meters behind you.
Oh, because we went down that passageway and then came back.
Well, the pedal went to the lift and came back for you. And so you have a
Okay.
you have a charge next to you and you have one 10 meters away from the lift down the hole.
Okay. Okay.
And this thing was built out of the lift.
It came from the lift.
Right.
Got it. So Petal is going to be like,
Thank goodness I'm not driving. That looks like a hellscape.
Petal kicks his fucking feet up.
Please drive.
Yeah. Fidus kicks it.
And what was the
away
willpower
from
check
that
for Fidus?
lift. Frick, I think it was like 64.
That's about what I thought. So you're a little gobsmacked at the moment.
Okay.
You're
What didn't I
Go ahead.
become friends with the lift? I want to tell him to stop.
Stop it.
oh sure.
What's up?
You can go talk to it if you want.
No, I'm gonna yell really loudly. Stop!
You're right. That okay. Let's roll fellowship on that.
I rolled a 16 and my fellowship is 45.
My
Jesus, I
goodness.
thought I
That
had
is
one.
3 degrees of
Oh, there you
success. The lift is stopped. It raised its cargo, so we don't know if it just was done raising or if you told it to, but I bet you can convince yourself that you told it to. Nice. Nice.
I would like to drive away from the skeleton. Can we make that happen? Or are y'all too busy being gobsmacked?
Yeah, Fidus doesn't
Ilana's too busy
respond.
being confused.
Yeah, jaw ajar. Fidus is.
And after a little bit of hesitation, perhaps you're able to move as you like.
Not every day you see a giant 8-foot tall skeleton accompanied by horrible glowing scarab beetles.
And guess what? Ignorance is mandatory, and I will tell nobody about it.
Yep.
Time to go.
Everyone roll
Yes,
Constitution.
If I'm able to function, Fidus will as soon as he can. But
You're able.
Constitution.
you said Constitution or Toughness.
Uh,
60?
Thank you. Toughness.
46.
I
There you
also
go,
got
there
a
you go.
60.
37?
100.
That's fading fast, y'all. 57. Oh, wait, what's my toughness? Hold on. Yeah, no.
I failed by a degree.
I also failed by a degree.
D-Beck, did you say 100?
I did.
That's like
Back, no.
I think that's 200.
No.
Three? I don't know. Jeez.
I'm sorry. I was distracted by that. Can I have the other? I'm so sorry. Can I have the rolls again, please?
60.
No,
16.
I'll tell you. 57.
57. 60. Thank you. And then
37.
37. And Pilar, yours was a
60.
60. And then what
Zero.
is your toughness?
My tough. Oh, where did I just set that? My toughness is a 30.
A 30. Well,
Yeah, mine's a 30 and I got a 46.
okay. So this is another seismic shriek let out by two of the accompanying spiders. The thing still sluggishly kind of dragging toward you. It hits you like a wall. Everyone who rolled over 60 is staggered again. With one exception, Lindoa, was yours over 60? I'm sorry.
I was 60 on the dot.
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah.
Toughness
Yours-
of 30.
You were able to keep hands on, and you can move as you need to, but you're not moving with purpose or the real direction. It's just move. Everybody else is going to take one wound if you were over 60.
At 60, do I take a wound?
You will.
Okay.
And the Alana, I need you to roll one more Constitution check to see if you are conscious still.
Mm-hmm.
I have to use my last stim on you. I'm going to lose it.
66.
Okay. You slip to the bonds. Slip free of those bonds just willy-nilly. You're out again. So,
All right.
you
Am I stable or
yeah,
and
you're
just passed
stable.
out? Okay.
You took a wound and you passed out.
All right. I need to take a nap. Alana out.
But this will only last a little bit. This is on a timer rather than something else here. Whatever. But where are we going? What's the move? Fight us.
I don't think I have much control of where we're going. I'm just going away from it as fast as I can. How can this? This is just a hovercraft. Like I can't just like fly
Correct.
throughout the cavern, right?
Correct.
Okay.
This is a little. It's very close to the craft you were using previously. Just
Yeah.
a
Like
little
a
more
pallet.
beat up. It's like yeah. This is just very rudimentary.
Yeah,
it barely has
I'm
like
trying to
railings.
hightail it as fast as we can, the opposite direction of it.
Yeah.
And as I'm doing so, have you guys ever heard of kiting? Start shooting. What are we doing?
Like flying a kite? What does flying a kite have to do with a giant metal skeleton?
Well,
No gamers. God, just shoot it.
Petal takes out his new plasma rifle he got from those future tech priests and tries to fire it.
okay. Let's get
Should we be shooting it? Should
everyone
we be
shooting
shooting it?
one person shooting.
Fidus said that. He's not shooting it. He's flying, but
He's piloting. Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
the skeleton care at all about Baxter's yelling?
Baxter
No.
yelling was towards the left.
He was walking at you before the yelling and didn't seem to care after the yelling. But to be
Okay.
fair, yes, I think Baxter was communicating to the lift. So I think that the skeleton being polite ignored other conversation.
So we've
Well,
placed 2 seismics. We have 1 seismic. Petal is going to try and shoot this thing with a plasma rifle.
Yes. You also don't know how big the explosions on the mining charges are. So
Nope. Shoot the charges. Kill us all.
At least we'd only be dealing with our past selves after that.
Absolutely not. Anyway, I'm going to do a shooty check.
So you're shooting at the skeleton.
Yeah, big fuck off skeleton.
Okay. Fuck off skeleton indeed. Let's get a ballistic check from you.
Ballistics from Petal. That's an 8.
An 8. All right. He rolled a 100 to dodge.
How do we... Oh, no. I mean, yay? Oh, no.
Yes, that's right. So he levels his spear at you, and you see the spear begin to emit so much
Wait.
light that you can see way further in front of you than you should have been able to. You see a charge of light move from the hilt up to the tip of his spear. It malfunctions and erupts into fire that burns hair off of the closest of your crew. Not everything, but you are singed, and it smells nasty. The fire
I get...
goes the other direction. You were about 20 yards past the lift, which means that you're 20 yards from the furthest of the charges that were emitted. Within a second, after the erupting shaft of the spear, you hear 2 thuds. You feel 2 thuds as the air compresses. The air in your lungs tightens. You can feel your hollow organs vibrate with sound as every other sense becomes vibration. Everything is overpowered. I need a constitution check, a toughness check from everybody but Alara.
10.
82.
17.
82 and 17.
87.
Every one of you will suffer a -5 penalty to all hearing checks if you live to next round. But that's where we're going to put it
Great.
today. So,
Yeah.
that was today.
Ilana's just having a nap.
You're having a good nap. What's that?
Oh boy.
Wizard time.
You,
Yep.
yeah, buddy. Wizard time.
I mean, that skeleton's kind of like a wizard.
Wizard time. So, well, that's that. It was a rough go. It was a rough go. It's good.
Yeah.
It was good. Well,
We're alive.
You-
Huzzah.
you might be alive. Yeah,
For now.
we'll
We're alive. That's all. That's
sort
we're alive.
that out. In the next future session.
What?
We're planning on next week, I believe. Is that right?
Right.
I may have to
next
be
week
out
is-
next Sunday.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
And I don't want to miss
I'll double
anybody,
check
but
and let you know.
I think that we can continue if we have only one person missing.
Yeah.
Is that
Pilar
the
should
convention?
still be good for next week.
Okay.
Yeah, we're still good for next week, but the following weekend we won't be there.
Okay. So we will plan on missing 2 weeks from now. And we're still planning on, regrettably, being down 1 next week. If we do have...
I may be down. I might be able to work plans around. I'll keep you guys posted. But
Okay. Well,
Cool.
that's okay. And we'll communicate that. But we're going to end the stream. Thank you guys for hanging out. And here we go. Wow, you guys, some of you are alive, probably. Yeah. That's not bad.
We'll see.
That's not bad.
I mean-
think
We did great.
you guys did. Bye.